Hey everybody, it's Paul, 125 Roller Coaster Challenge, and we're here at Del Grosso Amusement Park. And right over there is Laguna Splash, but we're here to actually do a full park walkthrough, a complete tour of Del Grosso Park. Now, we haven't been to this park in probably 4 years, just because it's right outside of Altoona in a town called Tipton. And as you can tell, it's kind of a park that's right up against the main road in this town. And we're going to go through the entire park, show you the food areas, show you the picnic groves, where everything is to give you a perspective. So you park over by the water park, and then you take that bridge that we just walked across here to get into the dry park. So you can park on this side of the street, but most people decide to park mostly over on the free parking side here. And as soon as you come in, you've got the park information booth there. So now this park is cashless, so you got to remember that. They do have areas here where you can actually trade in your cash for a debit card. And then here, I always love this, how you actually have a map. So if you're interested in seeing the map, just pause the video, and that should give you enough time. And now we're going to show you what we got here. So right here is the park information, and over here is the Lost Kids Station. So if you lose your kids, there's a place to go here. And then over here is kind of a shrine to all the DelGrosso's who helped make this park amazing. So like I said here, Del Grosso is a cashless park. So you can do debit, Apple Pay, gift cards, the whole 9 yards here. But if you have cash, you got to go to the kiosks to get that taken care of. And the first thing you're going to see when you walk in here is their wacky worm and also some games. So here you got a ring bottle. Over here you got a ducky game. And then right here you actually got the Wacky Worm, which is one of 2 of their coasters. And this, if you're a roller coaster fan, it is a credit, but for this year, we're actually not doing these kind of rides. We're trying to, get to 125 without filling it up with kids' rides. But that's what a Wacky Worm is. And right over here are some games. So right here, it's kind of funny, this is opening weekend, but they're already advertising September 21st being their Italian festival. So there is a lot of different festivals and games and special weekends all year round here at Del Grosso. Now, like I said, this is the first weekend for this park, so it is a little bit more crowded than we like, but it's great for the park. So right over here, right next to the Wacky Worm, is Free Fall, which is a pretty tall frog hopper. So and it does have 2 different sides, one that faces the park and one that faces outside the park. And over here's the kids section, and we're going to do a quick little walkthrough of that in a different video. We always pull the kids sections out, so that way parents are just looking for kids rides. They don't have to go through the entire Explore. But also on this side here, you have Harvest Fest, September 27th and 28th, $8 and stuff. But it is funny because this is opening weekend in May. So, all right, so as we walk through here, right over here is one of their many restaurants. And over here is their kids area, which, like I said, we'll do later. But this is Papa Fred's Pizzeria. This is where you can go get full pies. Now, most of the pies here are personal size, so about 4 slices. And when you come over here, this is the main, throughway here with Del Grosso. And of course, you're going to see that in our thumbnails. So we're going to head all the way to the back of the park, and then we're going to loop around. So right next to Papa Fred's Pizzeria, you got the Hoop Fest Challenge, right next to a speed pitch. So you've got some skill games there. And I kind of like the fact that they have a lot of skill games here. Now, what I want to do is head over here real quick because Del Grosso is all about food, all right? We call it the pasta park because Del Grosso is famous for their pasta sauces. Right there's the entrance to the Kids Kingdom. So like I said, that'll be a separate one, but here is Murph's Kitchen. So this is where you get the famous sandwiches. This is where you can get a lot. You can tell by the line already today that this is one of the main food areas to eat here. And right next to that is the gift shop. And here's the corner bistro. So pretty much food is the king here at Del Grosso. So this is the corner bistro. And right there is the speed pitch and stuff. So let's show you some more of the attractions. Right over here is the Scrambler. So they have a lot of the traditional rides here. This is a small traditional park. So right here is the Scrambler. And then over here, right by the kitchen there, you actually have funnel cakes, nachos, and ice cream all in that area. So right in the heart of the park is the food. And right next to the Scrambler is their yo-yo. I have not seen a yo-yo in a while. You know, it's a classic wave swinger kind of ride there. So, all right, so now we're on the far side of the park, and right over here is the carousel. And every park, you can't really be in an amusement park without a carousel. So let's show you the carousel real quick here. And I like the spelling here. It's a little bit more unique here. If you look at the carousel name, Herschel and Spillman Carousel. I'm going to darken this up, but it's from 1927. And it's a traditional there with an organ right in the middle. You got some chariots, but most of these are horses. And it looks like all the horses go up and down. I've not seen any stationary horses so far, which is really unique and really neat. And right there is the yo-yo. Let me grind this up a little bit. And right next to that is Pharaoh's Fury, which is your pirate ship. So, like I said, this park has a lot of traditional rides, and does get more traditional than a yo-yo and a pirate ship called Pharaoh's Fury. And as we come out this way, and we're already at the far side of the park, so not a huge park compared to most, but here is X-Scream, which is a drop tower. So unlike the other one we saw earlier in the video, this one actually is pretty high up there, as you can tell. So, and we're gonna catch it coming down in a second, but for me, the main attraction here, got pretty windy there, but here the main attraction here is the Crazy Mouse. This is a traditional spinner. Looks like the one that used to be at Still Pier. And yeah, this is definitely the coaster credit that I come for, and I will be getting on it later on today to make sure that we show it. And right there is their train, and the train is going to have a POV done later. But let's go see how that drop tower is going. It's still going up there. They are building anticipation for this X-Scream tower. And as we get to the top there, it's going to drop them, and you're going to hear, hopefully, screams, because it is in the title. They hit the top, and you know it, when you hit the top, it's ready to do what? You're ready to drop. There we go. All right, and they got Dippin' Dots right next to the Crazy Mouse. And now we're hugging the side, so let me show you guys the train real quick. And like I said, this is the Tipton Railroad, I believe. But it kind of takes you on this track right here along the edge of the park there. You can see it out there in the distance going by. And right there is, like I said, the carousel. Right there is the box golf. So right here, you got more games. So our Let's Play is going to be great. It's in a building called the Silver Nugget. And then you got a Goblin Pitch. Here you got a Wheel of Fortune. You got Bowler Roller. And then, of course, on the end there, you have the Dart Game, which is a little bit more challenging Dart Game. I haven't seen one of those in a while. And right over here, this is how you get into the Tipton Creek Railroad. And then from the Tipton Creek Railroad, you've got the Tipton Creek Deli, where you can actually get hoagies and wings. And over here, you got plenty of picnic areas and stuff. And we're gonna head over here. Right over here is the bathroom. Now, all the way through the back of the park is another roundup type of ride called the Super Spiral. And you usually don't see names like that, so that's a kind of a neat one here. But it's not every day you see a lot of roundups. So that is the Super Spiral. Let's give you a quick little look over here. Here is that area that we were just talking about. Now back here, the one thing about this park is they're known for the picnic groves. So the whole back end of this park here, we're not going to walk through it, but this is all picnic groves here. So you can rent them out for families, for companies, the whole 9 yards. And then right here is Dodge 'em, which of course is their bumper cars. So let's show you their bumper cars real quick. So here's their traditional bumper cars. And I do mean traditional. These are definitely, there's no island in the middle, so it is kind of haphazard. They're not moving too fast, but they definitely are bumping today. And as we come over this way, we're going to start backtracking back the other way because we're not going into the picnic grove, which is all back here. So as we come over this way, Now this park has a lot of traditional rides, so it's really nice to see because, you know, besides Knoebels, a lot of these kind of rides are being taken out. Like right in front of me is a paratrooper. But before we get to that, here's a Dodge 'em sign. And this is Swing Buggy, which of course is a classic Himalaya ride. But right here's the paratrooper. And if you saw our Knoebels, they refurbed their paratrooper. This one's called Swing Buggy. It goes pretty good. So that's another fun traditional ride. Over here you got an ice cream store, which when we do our Let's Eat, definitely check it out because there's so many food options here at this park. And now we're back over here by the carousel, but we're going to be shooting out on the other side, showing you some rides out here. And of course, you can't have an amusement park without a scrambler and a Tilt-A-Whirl. And this one's in great condition, people. If you look at this, it is in fantastic condition. And it's got the shells. I love the fact that it still has the shells. And I'll give you a perspective. Right there's the carousel, right there's the yo-yo. And we're gonna head over here towards the back end. Right here's that main food area that we saw before. And right here is Rockstar, which is a kind of Conestoga ride, I used to call them. But this seems to be one more of the modern ones. So, flying carpets, I think, is what a lot of people call these. But this one's called Rockstar. And we're gonna head back over here. Now we're on the other side of the food area. And here you've got yourself more games. So there's gonna be a lot of games today with our Let's Play. You've got a ping pong toss. You've got the Lucky Duck balloon burst. And over here you've got the clown game. I don't know what this one is. That one I don't know, clown around. And then right here is their gift shop where you can get all your merchandise. And here's the water race, traditional carnival game. And then as you come over this way, we're heading back towards the main part of the park. And right there is the King's Kingdom. So that is your complete walkthrough and tour of Del Grosso Amusement Park. So let us know what you think about it in the comment section. And we can't wait to see you in the queue in 2025.